the old gear. Full slate of games.
Yeah.
So full, in fact, we're going to break it up. We're not going to do them all at once for you. We're going to do starting with this Thursday night's primetime game, the
Yep.
kickoff,
Yep.
and we're going to go through the 1 p.m. games or 12 if you're in Central Time like myself. And then we'll do the afternoon and primetime games for the weekend in a separate video.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
All right.
This is versus the spread. This is versus the spread.
And look, it should be said, obviously, first games of the season. You can take it with a grain of salt. We all know the hype coming off of everybody's training camp, their OTAs. Everyone's excited. I mean, this is the time of year that Browns fans always think they have a chance, and of course, they never do.
Every team thinks they have a chance, right?
Every team thinks they have a chance, with the exception of the Lions and the Bears. But everyone else is very excited. So, without further ado, let's kick it off. This Thursday night in prime time, the defending Super Bowl champions, the Los Angeles Rams, are hosting the Buffalo Bills. Now, get this. The defending Super Bowl champs are getting 2.5. The Bills are 2.5-point favorites at the Rams. What do you see?
So I think it's hilarious that that's happening, but there's no real home field advantage in LA. I feel like that's usually the case. Buffalo fans know how to travel. They know how to get down. And I understand kind of why it would be like that, because Buffalo is a heavy favorite. AFC in general is heavy favorites this year. I just don't see.
Yeah.
What's that?
I've seen a few pundits, for whatever reason, in their power rankings, in their top 10, they have way too many NFC teams. I mean, people wake up and sniff the coffee. I mean, there's no way. The NFC shouldn't be in the same league as the AFC this year.
I completely agree. And having said all that, that's disrespectful to the Super Bowl champions. I'm going to go with the Rams. That's ridiculous to put them there. They're going to go off momentum. They get their rings that night, I believe. And I really believe they're going to have a good showing for their home opener.
I agree with the first thing you said when you're talking about there is no home field advantage in LA. I'm sure you saw the picture of UCLA, the empty stands at the UCLA game.
Yeah.
Oh my. But I don't care. The Bills are a better team. If the Rams ran the ball effectively and well, I give them a better shot at this. Look, they barely beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl. If it weren't for heroism by Darnold at the end, the Bengals would have went down and won that game. They're in the NFC. I'm taking the AFC here. I'm taking the Bills. The 2.5, that's field goal. I think they can cover that. I'm taking the Bills.
Well, essentially, so, it's kind of like 5.5. They believe that they're better than the Rams. And I just don't see it. But obviously, the very first week of the season, I just think they're going to be overhyped for the ring ceremony. And I think they'll step up.
Okay, you're totally wrong. Let's go to the 1 p.m. or, in my case, 12 p.m. games on Sunday. And we're going to start
10 a.m. for the LA people.
Out you, man. Why you live out there?
Yeah.
We'll start in Atlanta, where the Saints are visiting the Falcons. The Saints are giving 5.5. So Saints 5.5-point favorites in Atlanta. What do you got?
Yeah, so this is another weird one because I think the Saints are a better team, but it's a divisional rival in Atlanta. And so you got Jameis Winston. I don't know how he's going to play. Don't get me wrong, they have Mariota on the other side, but I just feel like Atlanta's going to come through. It's on home turf. It's a division game. Maybe not come through to win, but that's a lot of points to give for a divisional opponent, right on the road, right off the bat.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more about the divisional opponent thing, but I don't care. I still say it. Falcons suck that bad. Marcus Mariota, I don't know how he still has a job in this league. Whatever. Jameis Winston, you're right. Who shows up? Is it the guy who loves to give the ball away, or is the more conservative player who could still throw it down the field that we saw before his injury last year? We don't know. However, I do know the Saints.
Threw 30 interceptions, man. Come on.
Well, that was the year. The Saints have a great defense. I just don't. I don't see a way for the Falcons to compete. They're in total rebuild mode. I'm gonna go with the Saints on this one.
I don't. You know, I'm like backpedaling, but yeah, I could see it either way. That's one of these ones that are.
Yeah, I don't think they give a crap about winning this game. I think they're in total rebuild mode, and they wouldn't mind a higher draft pick.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Saints. Yeah, that's the way I see it. Next, the Browns are going into Carolina.
Browns.
You're going Browns. You're going with the Cleveland. You're going with the Cleveland.
Guess who's going to be on the leash?
Yeah. No.
Guess who's going to be on the leash? Baker Mayfield. I know he has T-shirts that says he's off the leash. He ain't off the leash. He's about to be on the leash. And guess whose leash he's going to be on? Yeah.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Myles Garrett. It's about to put him on a leash.
Except you're wrong. I believe that Baker Mayfield's going to fuck them up. Okay. Even if he retracted the statement, I believe he's going to fuck them up.
I love how he retracted it. They came out with T-shirts that pretty much is saying, "Hey, yeah,
hey, Baker's going to Baker." Okay. He's going to find a new way to Baker, but he's going to Baker.
He is going to Baker. He's going to throw some interceptions now. So
he may or may not. But I tell you, I've seen Brissett. I've seen that movie. Okay.
Who's a better team?
Browns are a more complete team by far.
Who's going to run the ball more?
They're actually going to run the ball. But here's the thing. If you're the Panthers and you don't know that they're going to run the ball and you don't have an 8-man box, that's on you, okay? Because that's what they're going to do all day long.
Who's the Panthers coach? Come on, follow with me here.
their former coach, Matt Rule, if he doesn't stack that box, because that's all they're going to have. I'm going to go with Panthers on this one. It's just 1.5. So, yeah, I believe the Panthers are going to pull it off.
Cleveland's a far superior team.
And, big time. They're a far better team.
And, you can talk about, Baker's better than Jacoby. Okay. He's not that much better.
He's not okay. He's better than Jacoby.
He's not that much better.
He's that much better. He is that much better.
Well, I'm glad he got his he got released from the leash. So that's nice.
All right. So you got Browns, I got Panthers. Next we have San Francisco's going into Chicago. The Niners are giving the Bears 7 points. So Niners 7-point favorites.
Yeah, so this is a lot for the beginning of the season, I think, but man, the Bears suck. And I don't see it. And 49ers, I don't know what I'm going to see out of Trey Lance. And I know it's a lot of points, but 49ers team is just better. It's just way better. So I'm going to go with Niners.
I know the Bears' new coach, former Colt defensive coordinator. I think he's a good defensive coordinator, and the Bears have been historically always good in defense. But this guy's problem is his failure to adjust. Okay, I think they usually come out with a good game plan in the first half and then fail to adjust the second half. But you can't this game. You can't game plan based upon what the Niners did last year because it's not Garoppolo quarterbacking. It's Trey Lance, and you have no idea what this guy's going to do. But he has legs, and he's kind of going to open up Shanahan's playbook a little bit. I think we're going to see some new stuff out of San Francisco, right?
Right.
So I know it's 7 points, and that's a lot, but I'm going San Francisco all day long on this one.
Yeah. They're just a better team. I mean, there's no way around it. Even if Trey Lance doesn't play well, Debo and all them are they'll make plays and they're gonna win by a touchdown at least. So
at least, even if it's just a push, I mean, I'd still say
Niners. Even if I'm thinking 10. honestly, but yeah, that's a fair number.
I agree. All right, so Pittsburgh is going into Cincinnati. Steelers, of course. Roethlisberger retired at the end of last year. You have Mitch Trubisky starting for the Steelers. QB2 is Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph, number 3, whatever. If anyone gives a crap about that, I don't, because Joe Burrow is starting for the Bengals still. Mitch Trubisky is not beating Burrow.
What's the line? What's the line?
It's 6.5. The Bengals are giving the Steelers 6.5. Here's the thing: the Bengals did nothing but improve in the offseason. And let me repeat that: the AFC champions did nothing but improve in the offseason. They solidified their offensive line a little bit. I mean, they're still not perfect, but a good offensive line. Their defense was spectacular last year, and that gets overlooked all the time.
It does.
Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, that was the sexy part, right? But the Bengals defense got them through the playoffs.
I agree. I agree with you 100%. The defense was more talented than people gave them credit for. And yet you kind of felt the entire year. They got kind of lucky last year. Let's just be honest. They shouldn't have been there.
I think they got lucky in a few areas, but they're still a good team. And
I think now
they're still
6.5. So you're saying Bengals, right?
I'm going Bengals, man. I'm going Bengals.
So I'm going to go the opposite, because 6.5 for again, we're talking division games. That's a lot of points, especially first week. We don't know what's going on with these teams.
Well, we know they have Mitch Trubisky.
That's fine. But again, there's a Super Bowl hangover. There's a bunch of different little things. So Cincinnati's defense wasn't as great during the regular season last year as they were during the playoffs. Can we agree upon that?
Sure.
So I just feel like there's going to be some lull, and they're still going to score points. 6.5 is just too many. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think you're too big on this hangover concept, but gotcha. All right. Philly.
It's a thing. It's really a thing.
You've never been in a Super Bowl. How the fuck would you know that? Okay.
Visually is a thing.
Philadelphia is making their way to Detroit. Obviously, they're going to lock everything up as they go into the locker room, as one does. So the Eagles are giving the Lions 4. So the Eagles are favored by 4.
Yeah. I don't have much confidence in this pick at all. And I don't have much confidence in the Lions or the NFC East in general. So I'm going to pick Philadelphia, because I just don't know if Philadelphia actually has talent. I don't really know what the Lions – I don't know what the Lions actually have.
I think their question mark for Philly is still in the quarterback position. Is Hurts going to become the guy or not? I mean, that's the question.
Right.
I picked them to win the NFC East, which is not saying a whole lot, but so I gotta pick them to go over the Lions.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah. So if you can't beat the Lions, I don't know that you're gonna win your division.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give the 4 points, and I'm gonna take the.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay the 4 and take Philly for sure.
It's an interesting one, and even back in the day, this was kind of a toss-up. But the Patriots are going to Miami. A little early, it's a little warm down there right now, but they're going to Miami, and the Dolphins are giving them 3.5 points.
Yeah.
Even back when they had Brady, they always had trouble with the Dolphins at least one of those 2 games. Now they certainly don't have Brady, and they don't have Josh McDaniel. I think that's going to hurt them more than anyone could possibly know. You're talking about the continuity that they experienced over the years. It cannot be underestimated. And now you're not even calling an offensive coordinator. You're going to split it between Judge and Patricia.
Right.
Kidding?
Right.
No,
I agree.
I'm going Dolphins, man.
Yeah, so I would have picked the Dolphins either way, because there's nightmares down there in Miami all the time. And I think there's something to that, is, oh man, we can't get over this hump. uh, like us going down to Jacksonville or something like that. It's just something weird about
Or
how.
Jackson coming here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's just something weird about different teams, right? That
Right.
they're gonna steal one from you, even though they're not superior at all. So, um, yeah, I'm picking the Dolphins. I think they have more talent anyway, in general.
Yeah, I think this year the Dolphins are actually superior.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, you struggle with them when they weren't. Well, now they actually are.
yeah, yeah. So I just feel like yeah, they'll cover that. They get the mandatory 3, but plus a half. I think they'll cover. Yep.
I do too. This is an interesting one. I think no, it's not. It's Baltimore at New York. So the Ravens taking on the Jets. The Ravens are giving them 7, so Ravens favored by 7.
What can what can you say about the Jets, Jets?
You can say right now we don't even know who their quarterback's going to be. As of right now, Wilson is a game time decision, I guess.
Well,
Depending on if he meets a MILF between now and then.
I was just about to say my mom's friend's going to the game, and I'm really nervous about it. So,
Yeah, Jets suck, right? I mean, they just suck.
yeah,
I feel bad for them. The Jets suck.
they always suck. They're just the Jets, and yeah, Baltimore all the way. I don't think we disagree about this at all.
No,
So,
no. And I look forward to seeing Lamar Jackson back on the field. Let's see
yeah, I do
what,
too. I can't wait to
I
see
hope
what he does.
I can't wait to see what he does. I
Yeah,
hope he does well.
yeah,
Then we got Jacksonville is going to Washington.
yeah.
Mr. Jaguar goes to Washington. This is Commanders are giving 2.5, so the Commanders favored by 2.5.
This is a weird, shitty game. I think. Obviously, it's a very
But
shitty game.
I think it's going to be a telling game, though, right? So this is going to answer some questions that maybe people who are very, very deeply curious about the NFL, because you've got to be deeply curious to care about: is Carson Wentz, can he resurrect his career, or can Trevor Lawrence rebound from an abysmal rookie season that everyone had high hopes for? I mean, so I think there's some interesting questions, if not an interesting game, but some interesting questions to be answered.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the tape is out on Carson Wentz. He is what he is. He's going to make good plays, but he's going to make a lot of shitty plays, right?
He can be totally brilliant, and then he can forget that he's right-handed.
Yeah,
you just don't know.
Right.
You just don't know. So, for me, for this one, I believe he remembers that he's right-handed, and I have the Commanders taking care of business at home.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. I think this is, could be a time where the Jaguars kind of find themselves a little bit, because it's, again, NFC East opponent, not that great. So this is where maybe their quarterback could step up and say, "Hey, I can do some things," and maybe a little confidence boost. So I'm gonna pick the Jags.
I think the league would be more interesting if the Jaguars are actually relevant, and also I hope for Trevor Lawrence's for his psyche and for his career. I hope he has a good year. Not great.
I mean, I really do hope so.
Not a great, just a good
year. Yeah, yeah.
Now, this is a game that everyone's wondering about. Everyone's wondering about. Indianapolis is going down to Houston, Texas, coming down to near me. The Colts are giving the Texans 7. Yeah. What do you see there, Homer? Look, can we see this shirt again? Yeah. Where are you going here? 7 points.
Not this way. Again, it's a division opponent. First week. It's too many points. I truly believe the Colts are going to win, but it's too many points. I will win by a field goal, and we won't cover the 7. That's just what I think. The line makes sense to me. We're better than them, but division games, you know how they go. It's just weird, and it's on their home turf. First game of the season, everybody's hyped up. Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, I think you're one of those guys who likes to use reverse psychology. You say this so that when they win, it's so that they can win. Well, I'm balls in. Okay, I'm all in. Colts are going to win. They're going to cover. It's not even a thing.
What are
Okay?
they winning by?
I think they win by at least 10, and it could be worse. It could be a total blowout. It could be a total blowout. I mean, look, it could be so bad that they're actually pulling Matt Ryan in the fourth quarter.
That's not happening, bro. That's not happening.
Oh, I thought I'd do the same thing as you, only go a different way. No, I think
The complete opposite. Well,
they
now
win.
we're fucked because like we have no good karma either way.
All right, so that is both Thursday's game and the 1:00 game. So as we said, we're going to divide this up. We'll be back next time.
We'll see on the afternoon games.